It's not a joke. You know, I look about how they can be. There's a difference between the amateurs, first of all, and the professionals. There's a difference between or have been boxing longer than you consistently, or have been training longer than you consistently, and you know what I'm saying? Don't worry about their record because that person probably can hand you an ass. It could wash you really fast, okay? Because of what they know in the sport of boxing. I remember when some guys would roll up in Mikey Garcia's gym, in the Garcia gym, RGBA, and talk about how they could dust this fighter and dust that fighter. 300-pound guy said he would just destroy Mikey Garcia, and Mikey Garcia go and spar his ass. And dude be begging, you know, because Mikey be crashing his ass and about to knock him out. You know what I'm saying? And that's because Mikey has been doing boxing for years. He's been at the pinnacle of the sport. You know, I listen to people talk. So why am I doing this video? Well, yesterday there's a hangout that I'm supposed to be a part of, and by Tommy Temple. Shout out to Tommy. And then they had a stream. I couldn't be on the stream. I couldn't comment on the stream. And they were asking each other, you know, which boxer you think you could beat. Unless you motherfuckers out there have been training night and day in boxing and actually entered into the ring in a professional tournament, there's none of those professional boxers you could beat. You get dusted, okay? You get wasted. Because the things they know, as sloppy as they may be or whatever, the things they know in that ring, you don't know that shit. And you're not just going to get it intuitively just like that. You're going to get your ass handed to you by professional boxers. So once you say professional fucking boxer, and you step in the ring with them, you're going to get a beating. Now, whether you can take that beating and get stronger for it, and from there learn a thing or two, is a totally different story. So I was just watching, I have Zab Super Judah as featured here. I was looking at DAZN, and DAZN had this feature called the pull-up, where people be talking shit about certain boxers. In this case, in New York, there was this guy who was in the store, and he was arguing with these DAZN, the guys from DAZN. I think these guys are called the Sweet Science, the guys who are writers for the Sweet Science. And they were arguing with that dude, and, you know, he said that Zab Judah, he washed up and so on. I could dust his ass. I could beat him. You know, he gone through. He's nothing now. So he said that the morning he posted that on tweet. And in the afternoon, they rolled up on him with Zab Judah. First, they rolled up on him. I asked him, you know, those statements he stand by. He said, yeah, absolutely. And Zab Judah rolled up on him and said, hey, let's see that's true. 5 minutes outside. And the ninja backed off. All of a sudden, things got too real for him, and he wasn't ready to engage Zab Judah at all. And then they were able to explain the accomplishments that Zab Judah had. That he's the latest. He's the last undisputed welterweight champion of the world. People don't know this, but Zab's the last one since 2000, and I think it was 6 or 5. There has not been an undisputed welterweight champion of the world, which is about 12 years ago. All right. And then on top of that, Zab Judah was also a multiple weight class champion. He was champion at super lightweight, okay, twice. He was champion before he faced Castor Zoo. I can't remember if it was IBF or what he was. And then after he became welterweight champion, undisputed, and lost to Floyd Mayweather, he went back and he won again a super lightweight title against, I can't remember the name of the guy. So he is 3-time world champion in 2 weight classes. That is an accomplishment. 90% of the boxers in boxing, professional boxing, have never accomplished. Sorry, it's a smaller number. 95% of the boxers in professional boxing from the beginning of time till now, it could be more, have never accomplished. Okay? Never. So you have to understand, if you get into being a professional boxer, let's say I get into being a professional boxer tomorrow, I'm going to get dusted because I don't know stuff enough. You know, there's so much stuff to know. I don't know stuff enough to really win a professional fight. And that's what you guys don't understand. It's totally different to what you think boxing is. So that's why I wanted to put out this video. Again, you notice I'm putting out some sensible videos. People talking about, you know, they could beat Charlie Z. Charlie Z been doing this shit longer than you. You've been doing it on and off. Maybe you go to the gym, you train for like hours. So Charlie's even doing it. He was a professional boxer. He was in the amateurs. Okay, these motherfuckers, they've been doing this shit for a long time. And the reason Charlie Z can pull off these crazy stunts is because Charlie Z, he can take a punch, by the way. Charlie Z been a boxer. Okay, he been about that lifestyle. So you have to understand that you being a neophyte compared to those guys, you're not going to get off your couch and dust anybody. Even if you're doing all those little aerobic exercises like some of you guys do, I see it in the hangouts and stuff. You're doing a little, you ain't ready for those motherfuckers. You're just not ready for them because their knowledge is different. It's boxing. Now, unless you have an amateur background of some kind and you've been boxing for a while, you ain't taking none of those guys. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Unless you've been training religiously every day for about 2-3 months boxing, you're not going to take none of them guys. Okay, they're professional boxers. It's totally different. I mean, whether they were in the amateurs or not, these dudes been doing this for a living. They've been in that square circle doing their thing. All right, so night after night, some of them. Okay, so it's not, you're not just gonna roll in there and just take them. That's not happening. All right. I thought I would share that with you guys because a lot of you guys are trolling. A lot of you guys don't respect the sport of boxing. It's like you saying, okay, I'm gonna outplay a FIFA motherfucking professional football player. He's not good. I could beat him. No, you can't. They've been running drills since since God knows when. You're not going to beat those guys. They've been practicing doing what they do. They practice their craft. So even the worst of them is by far eons better than you are. You know what's the thing? I think because these people train so much and stuff, when you see them face each other and stuff, you see the difference in skill levels or the difference in whatever, conditioning, whatever. You think you can just jump in there and do that. I dare you by your own damn self go in a ring and try to spar or shadow box or whatever for 5 minutes. You're not going to make it. So how are you going to make it against these guys? If you can't even make it against yourself, how are you going to make it against these guys? See? And that's what I try to explain to people. A lot of people out here, as I said before, armchair experts. And an armchair expert don't know shit because the armchair expert has never tried to do what he been talking about. Okay? Right. So when you start to do what you're talking about, that's when you realize how it's different. It's different. You know? Anyways. So I want to demonstrate a great one. And don't forget, don't take the sport for granted. It's a really good sport. Respect the sport means you have to respect the players in the sport. You know what I'm saying? You got to get that respect, and that's how you show that you love the sport. But a lot of you guys don't respect the players. Like, there's so much stuff I want to talk about, but I'll talk about that some other time. Suffice it to say, I see guys all the time putting down the present greats to boost up the past greats. For instance, they talk about Bob Foster, who was a legendary light heavyweight champion, facing against Canelo Alvarez. And the guy asked a guy called Redmond, I think Williams, I think is his name. He asked him, who do you think will win between Bob Foster and Canelo Alvarez? And the guy was like, hands down Bob Foster. He mopped Canelo. He didn't even think to say what he said. And I'm just saying, a lot of times you guys, because Bob Foster has a record, he has a career, it's finished. We could see his legendary status, never been defeated as a light heavyweight champion, faced some really great people and went up to heavyweight and really gave Muhammad Ali a lot of problems. But because he was so small, Muhammad Ali eventually overcame him and stopped him. But at the end of the day, yes, legendary fighter. But have you really processed it? Have you weighed it? Have you looked at both guys as just fighters and weighed the pros and cons to see if what would happen in a fight like that? They don't do that. They just, oh yeah, Bob Foster. Oh yeah, Marvin Hagler. Oh yeah, Sugar Ray Leonard. They don't think. They never computed something. Anyway, guys, I gotta go. Have a good one. Deuces.